Taking on Longwood for the first time ever.
With 3 down principles, but he wants to show, and his guys want to show today, that they are the better version of this mirrored team. But also, their offense has found their guy in Richard.
And we are underway from the Young Center.
908 rushing yards as a
Card's
freshman.
get a quick shot up, and right off the bat, it's the Syracuse transfer, Chrislyn Carr.
Touchdowns amongst freshmen. The guy is a bona fide star, and he almost is like a Bijan Robinson.
Showing some full court press here against Longwood. Check out the starting 5 for the Lancers. And Hamilton Leroy, their star player, coming off a career-high 23 points against James Madison. But rebounding is the emphasis today for both teams.
Definitely. You know, they didn't rebound very well in the Bahamas, so we'll have to see what they do today.
Well, Louisville's off to a pretty good start. Chrislyn Carr, Morgan Jones, 2 of their key transfers this year with back-to-back baskets.
You know, I don't think they could have asked for a better start today.
Those are 2 that could really have a big impact today with Olivia Cochran again out for precautionary reasons. Their leading scorer and preseason All-American. On the roll, that's a nice feed to Brooke Anya, who's coming off a career-high 14 points. Check out the starting 5 for Louisville again. Olivia Cochran out. Josie Williams starting for the 3rd consecutive game. And Robinson, their heart and soul, is in the starting lineup today.
And Morgan Jones, just one of those all-around players who can do everything. We saw her get to the basket earlier, and now she's knocking down a 15-foot jump shot.
That was Hamilton Leroy trying to draw the foul.
Was on the other end of that intended pass.
Cardinals have been every shot so far.
Second down and 10. There's a look at Cochran.
Jones.
Out of Houston, Texas.
Almost got a 3rd straight. Olivia Cochran misses the foul. Now it's Williams. 3 good tries there for Louisville.
2 big offensive rebounds, but that's one of those things. Easy, a good, great rebound, but you have to finish those.
Entertaining plays on the field from him.
Deep 3 try there for Adriana Ship-Davis.
7-yard gain on the play.
Redshirt junior from Chesapeake, Virginia.
Yes, guys, the keys for the day. Shopaholic. Both these teams like to shop in the running
Utah
game.
Valley
Use different schemes to get the
draws
running
the
back in the
foul.
open field. Whoever runs it better today will win. Sweet potato pie. Someone's got to make it sweet. And these offenses both need their quarterbacks, Blake Shapen and Quinn Ewers, to show up today and hit some big shots down the field. And then, what do you do when you see green bean casserole on your plate, Mark?
Wisconsin, USC.
You take it away. You take it off the plate.
Previous stops as well.
These defenses have
You know, she is living in the smallest city that she's ever been in, Hartville, Virginia. 8,000 people. She told us it didn't take too long to figure out where she was going around town.
And then she comes to Louisville, where we're in a pretty big city here, but yeah, it's probably a little bit of a different than Farmville.
Last week,
8,000 population, and the school's population is 5,000.
It's going to be a
taking on a school in a city that's pretty big.
No, definitely. And you know, here in the Yum Center, we have a pretty good crowd today for a 12 o'clock tip Black Friday.
Yeah, they showed up kind of right before tip-off, and it's been loud early on. Louisville's been able to reciprocate that so far. Jeff Walls wanted to see more energy from his team today. So far, he's got it.
Yes, definitely. And, you know, that's one of the emphasis for today. Energy, execution, defensive toughness, and I think they've done a good job so far.
Yeah, they're going to take a
Steph Davis driving. Cut off by Williams.
Extremely close.
Now it's Leroy.
Just underway here in Austin, Texas.
Pass to the outside. Pretty good look for Anya, but missed it. And now Louisville's got numbers. Davis is trailing.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip
takes a
milkshake
three.
is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get.
But if
it
you
tastes
know,
like it's just the top of
great
the
ball
line.
movement there.
For
Makasa
me,
Robinson,
no milkshake is
there she is
topping
again,
the
getting the back
peppermint
tip.
milkshake.
One of the
She's
best defenders in the country.
such an important player for this team.
And a 3 nailed by Chrislyn Carr. Jess, the Cards are on fire.
You know, coming off the loss from South Dakota State, this is how you want to start a game.
Williams hit the first 3. Carr followed. Louisville up by 12.
At the University,
wanted more intensity from his team coming into this Black Friday matchup. And Chrislyn Carr and the Cards have brought it, Jess.
You know what? She's off to a great start, but that's one thing. Haley Van Lith is out. Scoring is needed, so she's stepping up today. She's a veteran player, and it's exactly what she's needed to do so far.
It's been a little up and down for Carr. Coming over from Syracuse. This is her final year, a grad transfer. Great against Texas with 19 points. Great start today. But there have been some moments as well where she's getting used to a new environment.
No, definitely. And, coming in as a transfer and trying to learn a whole new offense, a whole new defense, a whole new team, basically, it's tough. It's tough coming in to do that. So she's done an excellent job, and she's just going to continue to get better each and every game.
To his offensive coordinator, Jeff Grimes, and he said, this is the type of throw. That glance off the
so far.
that really gets him going, gets his
They took a charge there. That was Olivia Cochran stepping in against Steph Davis.
I like to see that. She's a big post player, but she can move her feet on defense as well, and great charge.
Jeff Walls always says he loves her footwork on the offensive side. That was really good footwork.
Definitely. It was nice to see because especially in the Bahamas, they were the ones getting charge calls on them. Chrislyn Carr again.
3 for 3.
And that's one thing that, hopefully Louisville sees that she's 3 for 3 and will keep passing her the ball and she'll keep shooting it with confidence.
No problem so far. She's never shot under 37% from downtown in a season in her career. Looks like she's on her way to another good season from distance.
That's a pretty impressive stat number right there.
Yeah, with all the stops she's had as well. As Jones slices through for the foul.
And picks up 2 on the play. It'll be a 3rd down.
Like we talked about earlier, Jones is one of those players who can do it all. Get to the basket, shoot an outside shot, but she's so long and lengthy. Her defense creates the offense and get into the basket. She's got to finish that shot though. I think that's one of those that she needs to make that layup and make it an and one.
That's the situation in Phil where Jeff Wall says, hey, great move, now finish.
Yes, exactly. Well, and like we talked about, it's not about the game today. It's about the game, getting to the NCAA tournament, first round, second round. And those are the types of points that you have to have those and ones to win those NCAA tournament games. He's always looking ahead.
Attention to detail is very fine. This coaching staff. Morgan Jones and Chrislyn Carr combined for 14 of Louisville's 18 points so far. Both stepping up for Haley Van Lith, who's out today. There's Robinson with another deflection defensively.
Power going to bunt. You're looking at Xavier Worthy.
Her nickname was Diesel as a kid for a reason.
Perks at his own 7-yard line.
She is so good on the defensive end. And honestly, she's shown a lot of improvement off the offensive end as well.
Yeah, having the best offensive stretch of her career.
They're going to spot it.
Ann Hamilton Leroy hit that jumper off the screen. Again, coming off a career-high 23 points. And Longwood's leading scorer this year.
After that 41-yard
Carr almost got 4 in a row there. Now Cochran muscles inside. Jones opens the J.
The only back in the country.
And a nice box out from Janae Turner for Longwood to get the Lancers the ball back.
He is a unique and special talent.
And that's what Longwood's going to have to do. Battle on the glass, but also knock down the open shots. When Louisville has a breakdown in the defense, they have to knock them down to stay in this game.
Yeah, they're going to have to be opportunistic today. Realistically, going up against a top 10 team on the road. Louisville shows a trap.
Little motion for Texas.
Roy doesn't get the bounce this time. It'll stay with Longwood. Adriana Ship-Davis comes in along with Chardonnay Hartley. First 2 subs off the bench for Longwood normally.
Hey, man, if you're going to fall start, you might as well go ahead and
a Longwood team that is the reigning Big South tournament champ. They lost all 5 of their starters from last year.
Yeah, a completely new team this year. And Louisville, unfortunately, has just gotten off to a really great start coming off their loss from the Bahamas. But Longwood is not going to quit, and that's one thing that their coach talked about, how they're not going to bow down to Louisville.
She said their strength has been being relentless this year. They got down early against Delaware, fought back, and that finally paid off for them against Ohio, their lone win of the season, which they won with under 10 seconds to go. Got more of the shot clock here. Hartley creates. Wild shot misses. Hartley gets it back and misses the follow.
Linebackers have to be patient. They have to be where they're supposed to be at. And when Bijan gets there, they can't try to arm tackle.
Bounce pass to Williams.
And gang tackle be a wall.
Through traffic, Williams again rolls it out to Jones.
On those first 2 plays.
3rd and 11.
And Cochran walked.
Lewis had to get rid of it quickly. Nobody in the area.
Turnovers really haven't been that big of an issue for Louisville so far. In fact, it's been a positive +6 turnover margin. But overall, some sloppy sequences over the last week or two.
Yeah, I think,
safety perhaps.
One of the big emphases on Louisville is not turning the ball over. Each game, they try to get under 12 turnovers. A few games, I'm pretty sure they've gotten that statistic, but some games, they do turn the ball over. But Coach Walls always talks about
this will definitely be a safety.
He doesn't want the live ball turnovers.
So
that's where the line judge literally just Louisville gives it to their opponent, and they get fast break and can't set up in their defense. The dead ball turnovers are throwing it out of bounds, where Louisville can set up in their defense. So he doesn't like the live ball turnovers very well.
No coaches do. That's like a pick six in football. Just easy transition break for the other team.
Exactly.
A gap, a show and go.
Josie Williams comes out, and Liz Dixon is in.
Double edges.
Started the first couple of games this season.
He was going to pressure Quinn Ewers and
can't quite corral the offensive rebound. It's going back Longwood's way.
At least try to throw it to the left sideline where the majority of your receivers
off
were.
The bench.
Because everyone in the building
time the last couple of games.
Trying to throw it to a guy.
8 to 10 minutes per game, but could have a pretty big impact against a smaller Longwood team this afternoon.
No, definitely. And another emphasis for Louisville is trying to get the ball inside, and she should have a big rebounding game since Longwood's a little bit smaller. But this could be a big game for her to give her a little bit more confidence, like we talked about. She didn't play as much in the Bahamas as she would have liked, but it's a game for her to step up.
He can't let his
chance for a lot of people to step up. With Haley Van Lith out today for precautionary reasons. They played quite a bit recently. 3 games in the Bahamas. Don't want to risk anything this early in the year.
But also,
Chip Davis leaves it short.
You see that excitement on the side.
Out of bounds off Anya and Longwood.
I don't think she was very happy with that ball. She thought it was off of Cochran.
Still on his feet, makes it out to the 37-yard line.
There was Van Lith, 26 points in that last game against South Dakota State.
For Dave Aranda and Baylor,
they've been challenging her efficiency this year. They know she's going to score, but being efficient has been the key.
Yes, and she really works on that in the offseason. Trying to, shoot the shots that she works on every day in practice.
Cochran spinning and scoring.
Nice move. We talked about her footwork earlier on the defensive side.
Financial security, and Lincoln Financial Solutions will help you get there as you plan, protect, and retire.
7 points fouled out against South Dakota State, but had a double-double against Gonzaga in the Bahamas. Loose ball, guess who comes up with it? Robinson.
Pay for what you need.
Here's the 5th-year senior to Narika Kono in a blocking foul.
Only pay for what you need.
One more look at the Cochran basket.
Every layer of this mud has revealed.
That's really good footwork for a junior.
Everyone is
and that's one thing, especially when you go, not necessarily today, but go against bigger teams, is sometimes you have to win on the footwork side. Do your work early.
The original fragrance. Discover 1 million elixir, the new intense parfum by Paco Rabanne.
She's a tough. Played the 5 quite a bit. And last year, after the Sweet 16 win over Tennessee, came back into the locker room with an ice pack on her eye. Jeff Walls actually said, "Yo, Adrian," when she came back in with that, which just kind of epitomizes the toughness that she's brought to this program.
Yes, she's a tough player, and this offseason she has really worked hard. She was on that Final Four team last year and did not like losing, so I think she plays with a little bit of a chip on her shoulder, knowing that the end goal is trying to get back to a national championship.
3 to shoot here for Longwood. 2 and a foul. Chip Davis draws it late in the shot clock. And they get Dixon for the contact. Adriana Chip Davis. Excellent rebounder off the bench at just 5'10". Good step through.
Yeah, way to create the contact. And, Coach Montgomery said there was not a shot she does not like. So going up and not being scared against a taller player and finish it with the and one.
Contact before the foul, or before the shot, rather, from Dixon. Longwood to the bonus. Louisville will shoot 2 free throws every foul the rest of the quarter. Dixon coming off the bench the last few games. That's just where she's more comfortable after starting the first couple this year. 12 points in the opener against Cincinnati.
And she's one of those players that if Louisville wants to make it, far, win a bunch of games, far in the NCAA tournament, she's going to have to step up and get offensive and defensive rebounds and be strong around the basket.
And she's part of a trio of bigs that seems to bring a lot more depth as well. Ship Davis banks it in. What a break there.
The banks are open on this Black Friday.
Are they actually open? I don't feel like they are.
I don't think so. In her mind, they are.
Yeah, that was a heck of a shot. Back-to-back three-point plays. A couple different ways for Ship Davis.
Yeah, definitely. But, like Jeff Walls has talked about, Louisville does not guard the three-point line very well.
Yeah.
And Norika Kona on that should have had a hand up in her face, but great play by Ship Davis and saw the hand down, man down.
But that's what they have been able to do well. Turnovers to points, and they just get another turnover there. Nyla Harris, freshman from Orlando, coming in with a spark off the bench. And now Marissa Russell gets in on the action.
And Nyla Harris, the freshman, is not playing like a freshman. She had some breakthrough games. A nice pass by Verhulst.
Well executed on that play. But you're right, Harris has been excellent as a freshman so far, playing 10 to 15 minutes a game, which is hard to do in this program. Has the rebound here.
Very hard to do, and like we talked about, she is not playing.
That's just Verhulst running way ahead of the pack. Everything clicking for Louisville right now. Under a minute to go in the first. Best quarter of the season for the Cards. And Verhulst swipes it. Kono out to Russell. Got it.
Great start by the Cardinals so far.
Louisville is 5 for 6 from distance at this point. Lights out. And yes, a Longwood team that's rebuilding, but still, that's hard to do. Jesse Germano couldn't reach it, and Louisville will have the last possession of the first quarter.
I think Louisville's defense and how big they are, Longwood's getting a little bit frustrated right now, but I think they just need to settle down, make the open shots, try to make Louisville out of their comfort zone. Make them do something that they don't want to do.
10 seconds. And Harris off the attack, lays it home. 5 seconds here. Hartley. 1 second. Hartley spins it up. And Louisville leads by 25 after the first quarter. Coming off a couple of losses. Louisville's been lights out here in the first. 5 threes, including this one from Russell. Hey, Jeff Walls is always teaching, but he has to love the execution from his team after that first quarter. 35 points, their best quarter of the season so far. And let's check out this well-executed play, Jess.
Yeah, Norika Kono, nice pass to Payton Verhulst. Liz Dixon sets the screen and gets wide open. But that's one of the things in practice that they have been talking about since coming back from the Bahamas is offensive execution. So he was probably pretty happy about that one.
Coaches love the word execution. And again, he has to love the first quarter from his team. And going inside, an emphasis for today, so far so good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, his team is definitely the bigger team right now. So just, trying to get the post players some offensive touches.
Playing inside out along with 5 threes so far. Sloppy start to the second with a travel.
Checking in from Longwood, number 30, Hamilton Leroy.
was Russell who walked, hit a 3 just before the break. 9 different Louisville players have scored so far. Their best offensive quarter of the season. Longwood's trying to find answers early in this one.
And if I was Longwood right now, I would make Louisville play defense for 30 seconds. No quick shots, because quick shots lead to rebounds, lead to easy layups. So I would make them play defense for as long as they can.
A little deeper in the shot clock there, and Williams cashed in. Bailey Williams, the junior from Virginia, starting point guard this year, transferred over from James Madison. Deflection and another steal. Leroy to Hartley ahead of the pack. And rejected. That was Harris getting back in transition. And now Anya tackles Russell going for the ball. Wow, that was a tough collision.
Yeah, hard hit.
Incidental there as Anya had her eyes on the ball the whole way. Just looked nasty.
Probably caught them both off guard there. Marissa Russell getting up and trying to walk it off.
Anya's a strong player for them, coming off a great game against James Madison with 14 points. Looked pretty good early today. Hoping she's well enough to continue here in the second quarter. But Louisville executing offensively and hustle defensively.
I mean, look at that block from Nyla Harris, the freshman who does not play like a freshman.
What impresses you most about her?
Honestly, just her hustle and heart. I mean, even in the Bahamas, she came in, they were down to Gonzaga, came in and gave Louisville the spark they needed, and that's not easy to do as a freshman. Trying to learn the team, coming out of high school. It's not easy to do in general, but especially as a freshman.
And Haley Van Lith said something really good about Nyla earlier this season. She said she knew exactly what she needed to do to get on the floor. It's not a glamorous role, hustling, defense, rebounds, but that's what she had to do to get out there and accepting her role. She's been great.
And that's so important. A lot of players, want to be coming out of high school or anything and just be a starter. But, especially playing Louisville basketball, not everybody's going to score. Not everybody's going to be a great defender. But that's what makes a team is you know what you need to do to get on that floor, and she specifically does.
Here's Ship Davis with 5 on the timer. Left it short this time. Russell walked. Took that extra step before the jump stop. Next 2 travels on Russell here in the first couple of minutes in the second.
Jeff Wall's over there telling her, that's a travel. Don't do that anymore. Because she didn't think it was, but he's not afraid to tell the players when they do something wrong.
You know that pretty well.
Yes.
But again, that's the attention to detail in games like these where you're up big. That's going to pay off down the road.
Exactly. And, that's such a good point because, like we talked about earlier, it's not just about the game today, but it's getting into that NCAA tournament, national championship, and every little thing matters.
And Russell gets the steal there, bouncing back nicely on defense and is fouled. So live ball turnovers, we talked about that for Louisville being a problem. That was an emphasis for Longwood coming into today. They have 8 turnovers so far, and a lot of them have been live ball for Erica Lang Montgomery's squad.
Yeah, and that's what, Louisville wants to do, get a live ball turnover and push it down the floor to the other end before Longwood can set up in their defense. We talked about Louisville not being a great executing team at the moment, at least these past few games. So transition was a big key of just pushing it.
They've been able to capitalize in transition so far. That was Dixon with the lay-in on the other end. Longwood will keep. Gives them a chance to sub. Russell played really well against Texas the other day, and she's been part of this outstanding start for Louisville. Numbers tell it all. Holding Longwood to 22% from the floor right now. Anya through traffic, no. Here's Verhulst. Kono passes up the three and walks.
And that's one of those things. I think she has to shoot that shot. The ball gets reversed. She's wide open at the top of the key, and she can knock that down. She's a great three-point shooter.
It's about being decisive, right?
Yeah, but especially in a game like that, you got to have the confidence to step up and knock that down.
Kono has played more recently, 17 minutes against South Dakota State. More of a chance to play today with Haley Van Lith out due to precautionary reasons. And Dixon called for the bump. Not the same pace here in the second quarter that Louisville had in the first.
No, and like I said, Longwood, if I was Longwood, I would make Louisville play defense for 30 seconds, 28 seconds before you got a shot up, just because Louisville's shown to not be disciplined the entire time. So make them play defense as long as they can.
Clean rebound there for Dixon. Hartley went for the steal and fouled Kono. Interesting you bring up playing defense for all 30 seconds. Defensive intensity, all 5 players bringing that at the same time. Jeff Walls has said that quite a bit over the last 2 weeks.
Yes, he has, and he knows, defense creates offense. And that's one thing that Louisville has always been really great at, is their defensive pressure and making teams do things they don't want to do. And that's how you win basketball games. And that's how your defense creates your offense. And he knows it's so important. And he needs to get this team, to buy into the defense aspect of it.
Dixon at the line now. So Louisville's been to the line quite a bit tonight. There's been a sense that Longwood pressuring defensively, you think they're more prone to foul? Or is aggressive defense kind of their MO from what you've seen so far?
Yeah, I think that, Louisville's just trying to get inside, and Longwood's not being disciplined.
They do press a lot, Longwood does, so that's kind of part of their style, but it seems like Louisville's had quite a bit to do with the foul so far.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Offensive execution was an emphasis, and just drawing the foul in the Bahamas, Louisville got a lot of charge takes on them, got a lot of fouls called on them, so keeping their hands up and really trying to work on the defensive end.
Louisville's been able to attack inside so far, 16-4 in points in the paint. Now they're on the break. Kono's a solid ball handler for this team. Poked away there by Bailey Williams from Russell. Louisville will maintain possession. Up 40-12 here in the second quarter. Cards trying to bounce back after losing to South Dakota State in the Bahamas on Monday to wrap up the battle for Atlantis. Post feed for Dixon, double come, shoots over the top. Offensive rebound, Kono, no-look pass, and Harris finishes.
But honestly, Nyla Harris getting a tip on that offensive rebound created Narika to get the ball, back to Harris for the layup.
Leroy gets the foul the other way. But those are the little plays that Walls wants to see, and Louisville's doing that so far.
Yes, and we usually see Mikasa Robinson tipping every ball. So Nyla Harris coming in, giving Mikasa a little bit of breathing room as she played all 3 games, pretty significant minutes in the Bahamas. So, it's good for Nyla to come in and do some of the dirty work that not necessarily you see on the stat sheet every game.
Again, when a freshman's playing 10 to 15 minutes per game, they're probably doing that dirty work.
Yes.
Leroy goes 1 for 2 at the line. Leading scorer for Longwood. Has just 3 points so far today. There's a 3 for Kono in the Cards.
Norika Kono coming in, knocking down the open three.
More decisive on that shot,
Yes.
Jess.
She must have heard us talking about her over here.
That's what we like to think. Baseline J there, off the mark. Now it's Verhulst. She nails it.
Norika Kono, Payton Verhulst said, Haley, you're good today. We got you.
Everybody's getting in on the action. And Leroy draws the foul, which will take us to break. Louisville's been unbelievable from downtown. 7 for 8 from distance. Kono, Verhulst, everybody's doing it. Cards rolling here on Black Friday against Longwood at the Yum Center, their 3rd home game this season. ACC's loaded, Jess. 5 teams in the top 15 already.
ACC is loaded, and that's great wording. It's one of those things, you know, Coach Walls tries to play non-conference games, you know, to get ready for the ACC games, because every night you never know what you're going to get. It could be a win or a loss just because the ACC is loaded. I mean, Notre Dame 7, North Carolina 8, Louisville 10, Virginia Tech 11, NC State. So I think Louisville's, you know, projected to hopefully win the ACC tournament this year, but you just never know.
Louisville picked to win the ACC preseason this year. NC State champion last year. Longwood's facing another ACC coming up. Virginia Tech, number 11. They were picked to finish 2nd this year.
Yeah, their road does not get easier after this Louisville game. But that's the thing. I mean, sometimes when you're these teams trying to be Louisville, it's one thing to, you know, you have to come out and just get better. Forget about the scoreboard. You have to get better as a team, and hopefully that's what Longwood is doing right now.
In these types of games where you find yourself down against a big-time opponent like Louisville, as Dixon walked before she laid that in. That's 4 travels now in Louisville here in the 2nd quarter. In Longwood's position, you're looking for good stretches of basketball, 1 or 2 minutes, that you can build on.
Yes, exactly, because then you can go back and watch film tomorrow and this week and say, this is what we did good and this is what we did bad. But also you can watch film from Louisville's perspective if you're Longwood, especially if that's what they're, you know, striving to be.
Big-time drought going on offensively right now for the Lancers. Here's Leroy, their leading scorer. Only 3 points tonight. And she walks. Louisville's traveled quite a few times as well. We just said that. How do you think Jeff, who's pretty animated right now, is going to react to that?
It's one of those things when you travel, it's just because you're trying to play so fast. So you're always going to have a few, but you have to adapt to how the refs are calling it. Some refs, you can travel and pick up your feet all game long and they won't call it. But today they are. So you have to kind of adjust your what you're doing to how the refs are calling it.
It's not a judgment call, but it kind of is a judgment call.
There we have another one.
They are calling it tight today.
I just looked over to Jeff Walls and he was throwing that paper down. So back to your question earlier, he is not very happy with it. But it goes back to the discipline. It might not matter in this game, but it's going to matter down the road.
Yeah, travel in the second half of the NCAA tournament could be huge.
Exactly.
And a lot of people out there right now that aren't used to playing this many minutes for as long as they have, with Haley Van Lith out, and the score, of course.
Yes, and this fast pace of a game.
Williams wide open. Already has a 3 tonight, missed that one. Out of bounds back to Longwood.
I like to see Morgan Jones getting in there and trying to get the offensive rebound, though. That's one thing. She can jump out of this gym, and that's one thing I would like to see her a little bit more, you know, get some more rebounds, get some more touches on the ball.
Offensively, she is so gifted. Wallace talks about it all the time. She wakes up good, but we're pushing her to be great. And it seems like on the glass with that hustle and defensive effort, that's how she can be great.
Yes, exactly. You know, when she played at Florida State, she had to be in the game and score every point. But now with this Louisville team, you know, there's a little bit more diversity on the team, and she doesn't have to score every single possession. But her defense, because she's so long, can really help this Louisville team out.
Chrislyn Carr got long there on the reach-in and fouled Chardonnay Hartley. A couple of free throws coming up for the freshman from Harlem. It was Carr who got us started real hot. 9 points already and 3 threes.
Yes, she did, and she's one of those veteran players who we know can shoot the ball, but coming out hot, it just gives another intensity level to all the other players around her.
Again, the 4th stop in college for Chrislyn Carr. Went to Syracuse last year, shot it well from deep, had 17 points in a loss here to Louisville, so Jeff Walls got a first-hand look at what she could do. Sat out at Baylor for most of the previous season, then was at Texas Tech for a couple of years before that. Here's Jones slicing to the rim, no. Deflected out to Janae Turner. Turner, runner, misses. Now it's Carr in transit. 2-on-1. Carr, Jones, lays it home.
Nice decision making by Chrislyn Carr. She pulled the defense to her, dropped the pass to Jones, and finished the layup. They make it look a lot easier than it actually is.
2 really talented offensive players. Stepping up today with Haley Van Lith out. Deflection right to Turner, though, and she bangs it in. Under 90 seconds to play in the half. Mid-range for Robinson. Williams with the size and the seal. Shot didn't go. Cochran there.
Nice offensive rebounds there.
Davis goes mid-range, left it short, and Cochran pulls down the rebound with one hand.
And look at her dribble up the court herself. That's one thing she worked on this offseason, is dribbling the basketball.
She's done that a couple of times today.
Yeah, and that's one thing. As a post player, you still have to work on those guard handles because you don't want to have to get the rebound every time and pass it to your guard or find your guard. Just dribble it yourself.
Didn't mind getting those rebounds. Olivia Cochran on the inside has become a force. 6.7 rebounds in the first half. But Hartley nails it the other way for Longwood. To give Longwood 18 points here in the first frame. It's been a struggle offensively. Turnover, though. Hartley in transition. Hartley fouling.
Go ahead, Bobby. I got you. I'm here.
Longwood's looking for bright spots in the first half right now. Hartley's been one.
No, definitely. And that's what you need. When you're down this much, you have to pretend it's a 0-0 game and just try to get a little bit better each possession down the floor.
Second trip to the line. Brings a lot of swag to this team. That's what Erica Lang Montgomery said. Spark plug off the bench. Went to Bishop Laughlin Memorial High School in New York.
And that's one thing, Longwood is not going to quit. It's a 30-plus point game, but, they're still trying to get better. They're here, so you might as well.
And this is their longest trip of the year. They didn't come here for no reason.
Exactly.
About an 8-hour drive from Farmville to Louisville. Again, Erica Lang Montgomery in her first year, taking over a program that went to the Big South, or went to the NCAA tournament last year after winning the Big South tournament. But they lost a ton, including their head coach, Rebecca Tillett, who really turned the program around. Trying to start over again. Extra free throw there for Hartley with the lane violation. Near steal for Leroy. Nice handles from Jones. 5 to shoot for Carr. Leading scorer for Louisville in the first half. Carr kicks for Jones. 1 second. She hoists. And it's short. Decent close to the half for Longwood. But the Cardinals executing so well offensively. Their most points in a half this season, helped by 35 in the first quarter, Jess.
No, I think the Cards look great, and we have a good second half coming along.
Hope you like it, Uncle Chris.
time. But as you know, Jess, Jeff Walz won't stop coaching, and he wants to see some things cleaned up here in the second half.
Oh, definitely, and it'll be interesting to see how Louisville comes out. In their past, the third quarters haven't been a great shooting percentage. So it looks like they've got some defense intensity right now. A little bit different of a starting lineup with Olivia Cochran in there. And who's that? Nyla Harris.
Yep.
So he's definitely throwing some different things at him.
Trying some different combinations. Perhaps liked that combination late in the first half. And we're just underway here in the second. Jack Kaiser, Jess Lemley, appreciate joining us on ACC Network Extra today. Cardinals had a season best 54 points in the first half. Robinson steps into a three. Harris with the tip, and Kono feeds it out to Robinson again. It's Carr this time. Unusual air ball after hitting 3 threes in the first half. Out of bounds off Cochran and Louisville.
And good decision by Cochran. You know, she hustled to get that offensive rebound, but she realized in the air very quickly that none of her teammates were open. So instead of just throwing it and hoping they get it, she had a, not a dead ball turnover, but she made the ball dead where Louisville can set up their defense.
And that's where you can be smart about hustle, right?
Oh, definitely. It's one of those things that, if she would have thrown it, Longwood could have possibly gotten the ball and went down and shot a layup.
Anya goes down off the contact. We get Cochran for the foul. Ever since that first, though, we were flying up and down, and Louisville was getting a ton of fast break points. Longwood has been able to slow the game down some.
Yeah, and that's what I think, Longwood slowing the game down making Louisville guard for longer than they would like to, slowing the pace down. It's helped them a little bit in the second quarter and start of the third.
Test their focus, their discipline, things that Jeff Walz has been harping on recently after a couple of losses in the Bahamas. And there's Adriana Ship-Davis starting the second half, coming out with 2. She's been their best rebounder this year. 3rd leading scorer at 11 per game. Playing some nice minutes today. They swing it to Kono. Easy bounce out to Carr. Cochran long-range Che. Nice box out from Anya, and she gets the foul on Harris.
The foul on Cardinals number 2, Nyla Harris. Her first.
So Longwood with some energy here to start the third quarter. Coming off a pretty disappointing loss to James Madison. Losing by 27, getting killed on the glass. Not much improvement on the glass today, but facing a much more difficult opponent. Starting to settle into a rhythm here. Kono swallowed that one up from Leroy. Carr's going to pass up on the open 3 here. Interesting choice there from the graduate student.
Another walk. Yeah, and that's one of those things, Chrislyn Carr, she's such a great three-point shooter. She had the air ball. So I would say, in a game like this, yeah, she probably could have shot that ball, but she knows that, she had the air ball coming out. She wants to get her teammate a better shot.
Do you think some of it is they want to run some offense here in the second half, too?
Yeah, definitely. Like earlier, their execution was an emphasis for this game. So, especially with some different players on the floor, definitely Coach Walz is telling them they need to get in the offense and execute some plays.
See what their decisiveness is like as we progress. There's another swat. Louisville's been menacing defensively today. Kono hesitation. Steps through and lays it in.
So beautiful and elegant. She's so shifty with the ball.
Now Carr gets the deflection. Louisville a free possession, and Harris lays it home. Kono's handles are spectacular, just like you said.
They are. She looks like she's not even trying. She makes it look so easy, but it's really not.
evading runner there from Williams and got it to Bencombe. A couple of lucky bounces for Longwood today.
Way to attack the basket, though. I mean, right now, you're down this much. Longwood could just roll over and give up, but they're still attacking and they're still putting pressure on Louisville.
Cochran left it short. Normally operates on the inside. A rare 3 for her. Just her third 3-try of the year. Three ball from Turner off the back iron. Cochran running the floor and rewarded for the layup.
Way to run the floor.
Wait. Right down the middle.
Yes.
That's what they teach, right?
Yes. Big steps. The first 3 steps down the floor matter the most.
Cochran kicked it. One more look at the pretty play from Olivia Cochran moments ago. That is a tough move, Jess.
No, it definitely is. I mean, you have to read the defense. Defense stepped up. She jump stopped, just stepped right around her and made the layup.
Yes. Step through was more impressive than the hesitation. That was nice, too. Also has 7 rebounds today. Active on the glass at the guard position. Williams attacks. Robinson the challenge. Cochran ahead to Carr. And the contest from Leroy altered the shot. Longwood getting the ball back. They're going to stop play with Williams down on the other end. Bailey Williams, their starting point guard this year, and a transfer from James Madison. Her first year taking on a lot of responsibility. Didn't play much for the Dukes, but they love her motor. One of the building blocks for this rebuilding Longwood program. She says, all right.
It's always tough to see a player go down, no matter what it is.
Injuries are always terrible, but especially this early in the season, you just hate to see it. Big picture-wise, hopefully she's able to continue for them this year. Again, expected to play such a big part at that point guard spot. 4 points today. She'll take a seat for now. Chardonnay Hartley comes in for it. Had a nice close to the first half.
Louisville still full court defensive pressure.
Hartley slips. Just trying to get it off. And she calls the timeout.
Timeout Longwood.
All right. Louisville got off to a bit of a slow start here in the third, but still comfortably.
This is your Mazda moment at Keffer Mazda.
What a lineup next week for the ACC Big Ten Challenge. We've got 4 top 15 matchups. And Louisville takes on number 4 Ohio State, the highest ranked team out of all those squads, right here in the Yum Center on Wednesday. Beth Mowens, Debbie Antonelli on the call on ACC Network. That'll be fun to watch, Jess.
No, it definitely will. It's going to be a great game. Heck of a game. Louisville's going to have to come out that game and start like they did against Longwood. So, you know, great couple days of basketball to watch. So, looking forward to it.
Cards 2-1 all time against Ohio State, and they last played in 2019. Remember that game?
I do. I'm pretty sure Asia Durr had about 42, if I remember.
She was unbelievable.
Yeah, she was.
Feels like she was just here yesterday.
I know. It's crazy. She's one of those players who, you know, was amazing on the court, but off the court, just a great person.
How many superstars have come through this program in the last 5 to 10 years?
More than I can count on my fingers.
That's why they've been in the top 10 for the last 4.5 years running. That streak might end next week with their loss to South Dakota State, but still quite the accomplishment. All right, 3 to shoot here for Hartley. She's got to get it up. Runner way off to the right, and it's a shot clock violation. Both these coaches still teaching this late in the game despite the score. Plenty to work on for both squads. Longwood will take on Virginia Tech next. And, of course, Louisville taking on Ohio State next week. Cochran turns. Righty hook goes. Olivia Cochran, 10 points, 9 rebounds today. On track for another double-double. Had 13 and 13 against Gonzaga last week. Defensive pressure from Jones. Here's Germano slicing through, lays it up, and gets the roll.
Nice take. She got Olivia Cochran off her feet with the ball fake, and then just nice little move to the basket.
Traveling has been the main Achilles heel here today for Louisville Jets.
It has. And Jeff Walls is probably not happy about that. I guarantee you at practice tomorrow, he's going to do some smart aleck thing where they go out, do a little ball fake, and take it back to the basics.
A lot of them have been called pretty tight tonight by Ryan Durham. Here's Janae Turner. Just doesn't get the roll. Thought that was going to bounce in. Good looking shot from Turner, one of the top shooters for Longwood this season. Kono's wide open. Rattles out. A couple of bad rolls for both teams. Lob inside. Good position for Anya. Back to her right. No. Now it's Carr on the break. Longwood sets up in its zone defensively. Louisville's been able to slice through it quite well tonight, but Longwood has the steal. Hartley stop and pop. Off the heel and out of bounds off Louisville.
Taking it to the left here, number 3, Indiana St. Davis. Cardinals, number
13 turnovers for the Cards today. And he's had the whistle for quite a few of those travels.
Yes, he has.
Again, it's kind of a judgment call sometimes, how tight you do want to call it, as Jones sends it in.
Yeah, but that's one of those things the refs called it in the beginning a lot, so the players need to realize how to adjust to how they're calling the game.
But all coaches want is consistency, right?
Oh, yes.
Whatever the calls are.
Yes, and that's one thing that Jeff Walls does not back down on the refs no matter what. He will put up a fight for every call if he doesn't like it.
Well, he's asking his team to fight every single play, so of course he's going to fight for them.
Exactly. He used to always tell us how, he'll go to battle for us, but we have to battle out there on the floor.
Loved what Marika Kono did. Gave her a high five going to the bench. Kono with 7, 7, and 5. If she kept playing, she could be in triple-double territory.
That's the thing, Kono, a few games have struggled with her confidence, and so this is a game where she should be proud of herself.
They could need her down the stretch this year. Who knows? Exactly,
and she's a veteran player. She's been here for a couple of years now, so she knows what to do.
That's a pretty looking J from Morgan Jones. Again, high expectations for her this season. 9 points a game so far. Florida State transfer, dropped 28 against Louisville last year. Jeff Walls wasn't happy with that, but he's happy to have her now.
Exactly. He said he would much rather have Morgan Jones on his team than having to go against her each and every year.
I think that's the case for most teams in the country.
Yes.
As Carr gets the foul in transition. Jeff always says, when we don't get a recruit we really want, I say, best of luck to you, no hard feelings. I hope you have a great career. But if you play against us, I hope you stink that day. Morgan Jones did not follow that script.
No, she did not.
I got a first-hand look at her and Chrislyn Carr in the ACC last year. They both saw what Louisville was all about. Wanted to come play for the Cardinals. Now both in the starting lineup immediately this year.
into the game for Longwood.
Yeah, like you said, they know what Louisville's all about, and the ultimate goal is a national championship, getting back to that Final Four, playing in the NCAA tournament. So, these games are just preparing the Louisville Cardinals for all of that.
That's the way he schedules the non-conference. That's why they're playing 9 teams in their pre-conference schedule that made the NCAA tournament last year, including Longwood.
Yeah, and we joked about earlier that Jeff Walz always has a reason for everything he does. He never backs down, and he tries to prepare his team by playing the non-conference schedule, kind of mimic the ACC games, mimic the NCAA first 2 rounds of the tournament. Nice move by Morgan Jones.
That was nasty in transition. Look at those fast break points. Oh, Williams swallowed up Hartley. And they had to foul Carr before Louisville pushed again.
Foul on Longwood's number 14, Mr. Chapman, for the second.
But yeah, Jeff Walz, schedules these non-conference games of teams that aren't going to back down, teams that aren't going to quit. They're going to play hard no matter what the score is. And, we see that with Longwood. They're still playing like it's 0-0.
They've had some good stretches, but Louisville's on fire right now. And Carr keeps it going. Carr's 4-3 and her first of the second half.
Look at that 3-point field goal is 57% from Louisville. 8 for 14.
Their best shooting game of the year.
Taking in from Longwood, number 24, Jesse Germano. Replaces number 14, Alyssa Chapman.
And that's one thing, though, the Louisville Cardinals are doing is ball movement. Ball movement creates open shots, driving to the lane and kicking out for easy threes instead of them having to work for it.
That was Germano on the lane for Longwood. Carr here from half court at the buzzer. Oh, she almost got that one too. Chrislyn Carr is having a great day today. Louisville's offense is 4 threes for the graduate student.
She set the pace for the game. Coming out in the first quarter, first seconds of the game, knocking it down and basically saying, all right, let's go. We got this.
And a 5-second call on Longwood to start the fourth quarter. Louisville's not backing down defensively.
No, they're not. And sitting here, I just heard them say, good start to the fourth quarter, so that's exactly what they wanted to do.
Inside for Williams.
Another footwork walking call. I guarantee you tomorrow they will be going over that in their practice.
It's not an exaggeration. That's at least 7 or 8 travels today.
Definitely.
Foul before Longwood could throw it in. Only 14 turnovers. Over half of those are travels, which is so unusual to see.
Yeah.
A lot of great stuff for Louisville today, obviously, but I'm sure they'll be working on footwork in practice.
Yes, going back to the basics. But the thing is, it's not just one player. It's been, across the board, players traveling or walking. And I know they're not doing it on purpose, but it's one of those things that, you just have to slow yourself down a little bit.
Well, it's gone the other way, too. They just call it the travel there on Chip Davis.
I guess it was the emphasis in the ref scouting report today on the two teams.
Verhulst through the press break, lays it in. You better be sure of your pivot foot this afternoon.
Yes.
Chip Davis takes the long 3 and drills it. Banked one in the first half. Chip Davis has been pretty solid today for the Lancers.
And she is not afraid to shoot the ball. Morgan Jones in her face. She said, I still got this. And way to knock it down. That's the thing, they're still trying to play. They're still trying to get better.
She's been their best player today by a long shot with 11 points. Bailey Williams, we saw her go down with an apparent injury earlier in the half, so it's good to see her back in. And Chip Davis will take a seat. Jones taking a team-high 12 shots today. Kept that ball in the right hand all the way to the rack.
that right side drive, I think, is one of her favorite things to do.
Just strides like a gazelle inside.
Yes. Payton Verhulst getting in the passing lane.
And one. Payton Verhulst in transition has been very strong to start the fourth quarter.
And that's what the Cards exactly are looking for. You know, jumping the passing lanes like she did. Beautiful way to get that tip on that ball. And finishes with her left hand. Their defense creating their offense.
24 points off turnovers today. And Verhulst now has 12. She is a tough, confident kid who has never seen a shot she doesn't like.
Yes, she is. And, you know, especially games like this, it's good to see other players be able to get out there and contribute.
That confidence came from plenty of tough games in the backyard with her siblings, 5 of them. 3 of them playing college basketball. And her mom played at Duke.
Yeah, she's a tough competitor. And like you said, she shoots the lights out. And whenever she gets, that's why she's in the game, to shoot the ball and knock it down.
Had some moments last year, too. 7 points in the Sweet 16. Almost got the steal there. Leroy to Anya, trying to thread it inside, deflected. Picked up by Williams. Carr's got some space. Intercepted by Anya. They saw that post feed the whole way, but Russell saw that pass the whole way.
Lots of defense deflections this game. Like we talked about earlier, you know, their defense creating their offense.
50-point lead for the Cards, their largest of the day. Hartley from the corner. Verhulst pulls it down. Louisville's been really good on the glass today. 50-21 rebounding advantage. Point of emphasis for them after a couple of losses in the Bahamas.
And this game just shows how deep and how versatile all of the players are. I mean, they're playing without their best player.
Carr's got 5 threes meanwhile.
Haley Van Lith scoring 20-plus points a game, and they're still at 85. I mean, that's incredible.
Timeout.
They're our kryptonite. They always have been. So, making me speculate here.
Florida State, man. I'm going to go with Notre Dame. They've just been a really good team for a long time.
That's a good one, too.
So maybe it was an efficient game. Both teams shooting really well, and they got edged out in a high-scoring game. So we just got word from our producer, Bobby, in the control room that it was Nevada who beat them. What was the date, Bobby? November 29th, 2008.
So a while ago.
I think I was in 4th grade.
I guess all of those Florida State games I was thinking of, we didn't shoot over 50%. So I guess that's a good thing.
Shout out to the control room and Nick Evans. But yeah, I thought Florida State was a good guess for you.
Yeah, no, it was. I guess they're still on my mind.
Some losses are hard to get over, aren't they?
You know, they are.
Here's Verhulst spinning and scoring. Payton Verhulst has been silky smooth here in the 4th. 14 points. 3rd leading scorer for Louisville today behind Carr and Jones.
I think these last 5 minutes for the Cardinals, you know, we want to see them be disciplined on defense. Fouls like that, give or take, you don't really need the foul right now. So trying to see who can stay down in a stance and move their feet and be disciplined in these last 5 minutes.
And who knows, these last 5 minutes may earn a certain player playing time in a closer game in the coming weeks.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I mean, when you're out there, you don't really think it matters, but Jeff Walz is watching everything you do, especially the players who don't get a lot of playing time in the quote-unquote big games. But yeah, it really does matter.
will most likely be pretty happy after this one based on the score. You know, we were talking about it pregame. A big story coming into the year. He installs the slide in the practice facility. I wonder if he goes down the slide literally every time, even when he's mad.
We were talking about it earlier, and I would say, I guess this past week, he probably did not go down the slide. He probably took the stairs, but he's got such a sense of humor in him.
Yeah.
And, you know, he tries to make light of every situation. And, you know, for the recruits out there, when he brings the recruits in, they're going to remember the slide at the Louisville Cardinals facility. And it's one thing that stands out. And it is fun. I will say I have been down it one time, and it is fast.
Like water park fast?
Yes.
Okay. Got to try it.
I think he said that the reason they installed it was to make the players want to come up to the coach's office a little bit more.
Would you have gone up there more if there was a slide?
I mean, you know, probably. It is fun, though. But, you know, it just shows his sense of humor and his sense of enlightenment. You know, he's a great coach, but on the side, sometimes you hate to say it, but he's a great person as well.
Yeah, he does everything for a reason. Here's the slide. He said it's been 5 years in the works, actually, and they finally got it installed. Had to be safe. So I guess a 5-year project, he probably does use it every time. Wants to get his money's worth.
Heck yeah.
Slid right down it into media day, made a grand entrance. Still working on the landing. Verhulst, another wide open two. She has got 16 points. Verhulst has been sliding inside pretty easily today. Leroy lobs inside for Anya. Turning to her right, missed it left. Here's Robinson, still out there. Starting today for Haley Van Lith, who is out due to precautionary reasons. Russell misses the tray. And a bounce off U of L.
Nice quick pass by Norika Kono, though. She saw Marissa Russell wide open. Norika probably could have shot that ball, but, you know, she wanted to make the extra pass, and Marissa Russell just has to knock that one down.
So a question coming into this game, how would they respond energy-wise, and how would they do for the first time without Haley Van Lith? They've checked both boxes.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've done an incredible job, especially when some of these players, you know, aren't used to playing this many minutes in a game. It sometimes can throw you off guard, but I think everybody has really stepped up and done a nice job.
You knew Robinson would step up, fifth-year senior. Her and Van Lith, two clear leaders on this team.
Yeah, she is, and, you know, she's a competitor, and she wants to win, and I guarantee you after those few losses in the Bahamas, they had a team meeting to kind of figure out where they are. Nice shot.
Again. 14 points for her. Next closest player has 6.
And Longwood not quitting. They're still battling, still trying to make, you know, open shots.
Still playing different defenses as well.
Yes.
They'll have to change it up. Just over 3 to play. Kono outside Russell. Got it.
And she was not going to miss 2 in a row.
Russell with 5 points, making 8 off the bench today. Played good minutes against Texas last week. Hartley rims out. Hare is nearly at it stolen. Kept her composure. Now Hare is coming inside. He is called for the charge. A little bit out of control there.
Yeah, I would just like to see her jump stop a little bit earlier on that one. But, you know, she is a freshman. She is learning. Like we talked about earlier, she does not play as a freshman. But, you know, something like that is probably a freshman mistake where she just needs a jump stop. But 90.
There's Jeff Walls and number 10 Louisville on their way to 100 points here on Black Friday. Playing Longwood for the first time ever. 3-0 all-time against Big South teams previously and taking care of business against the Lancers this afternoon. They're going to bounce back after losing 2 of their last 3 in the Bahamas. to Gonzaga and South Dakota State, beating Texas in the middle there. Exactly what they were looking for today. Get right game, defensive intensity, offensive execution, all around. Maybe outside of the traveling, they've been really darn good.
Yeah, no, they really have. And, I think they should be. Because sometimes when you come off of a loss, it's not easy to just bounce back in and be ready to go. But, they're looking at the ultimate goal, and Jeff Walz had them ready to play today.
He's been able to do such an amazing job with this program now in his 16th year. 14 WNBA picks. Emily Angsler and Kiana Smith, 2 players from last year that got picked in the top 20 of this past WNBA draft. And plenty of talent this year. 3 seconds.
3 seconds lead violation. Longwood ball.
4 Final Fours under Jeff Walz. A guy from the state of Kentucky, Fort Thomas, went to Northern Kentucky for his undergrad, got his master's at Western Kentucky. So he knows how big basketball is in this state. And now he's brought this program from pretty solid to elite.
Oh, yes. He definitely has. And everybody always jokes he's just looking for that national championship with this program, but he's going to get it.
Dixon is fouled. He does have a good perspective on that topic, Jess. He talked about that a lot at Media Day. He said, everyone always asks, when are you going to get over the hump? Well, the hump is winning a national championship, and he likes to joke around about it, and he's confident it will come, like you said.
Oh, yeah, it will 100% come. I have no doubt in my mind. But, when you get to the Final Four national championship, like he always says, it takes some luck also. The ball rolling the wrong way, a last-second shot, all these big plays, but he'll get there. He is there. I don't even say he'll get there because he is there. And I have no doubt in my mind that a national championship will come.
And they're a contender every year.
Exactly. And that's hard to do. I mean,
Louisville in a 2-3 zone there, mixing it up. Chip Davis out for Hartley. 90 seconds to go. And Louisville up by 60. 2 to shoot. Germano did not get it off. But national title picture this year, Louisville, top 10 in the preseason, number 10 right now. Got plenty of chances in the ACC and some non-conference games to build their resume and get prepared. They're just working through some of the kinks right now with lots of new pieces.
Oh, definitely. I mean, anytime you add new pieces to the puzzle, it's not just going to be easy. Nothing's ever easy, but he somehow always figures out a way to, be close or be there at the end. He motivates his players and always finds a way.
Russell for 100. Fans were begging them to take a 3.
And the bench is going crazy. That's what you like to see, though. I mean, to make it 100, knocking down that 3.
There's something about triple digits.
Yes.
Best offensive game of the year so far for Louisville. Had 54 points in the first half and 35 in the first quarter. Longwood had some nice moments today, but just too much cards from the jump. Literally, Chrislyn Carr scored 2 seconds in with a 3. Longwood will take on Virginia Tech on Sunday. Does not get easier for the Lancers. While Louisville will meet number 4 Ohio State on Wednesday. That is going to be fun in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. Louisville will just have to throw in. They might not even make him do that. Yeah, they will. 0.1 on the clock. Now we're final. Jeff Walz wanted consistent effort from his team, and he definitely got it today, Jess. Final thoughts of the win.
That's what they needed to do. Coming out of the Bahamas with 2 losses, every person who stepped on the floor today contributed. Longwood, hats off to them because they came in